but also equally really passionate about this. And I felt like it was really important. So yeah, really happy to be able to share my experience and really happy to be able to apply the skills that I've learned in the course to my own nervous system today on the build up to coming and speaking on here tonight. So that was very useful. Thank you so much. I initially had trained in counselling years and years ago, and I used to work with drug addicts, so mainly heroin users, to support them through treatment. And then I gave all that up to home educate my children. So I've got three children that I'm very, very busy with at home, but was also running women's circles on the side, just really as a passion project to do something out in the world because I love it. And I'm really interested in transformation. So a lot of the things that I work with are around that. And it kept coming up over and over again how many women are struggling in their own cycles in various ways. And then I was looking at that within myself as well and seeing where I'm struggling in my own cycle. So I started to kind of delve into where I could get some more information on this. And I found a lot of information, but not in such a way that covered quite so much in quite a broad way, like Lisa did. And was really, really interested in the nervous system side of things as well, and really kind of matching those things up. Because again, actually, I'd really noticed that inside myself. I did have some resistance, I would say, to starting because it was a lot of money and time to put forward. You know, I've got a busy life with my children, and I suppose I wanted to know that I'm putting in is going to be matched. There's going to be some value that comes back from that, right? And also there was another bit of resistance is that I really don't like learning on Zoom. Really do not like learning on Zoom. I really enjoy in-person things. So the idea of sitting on Zoom for such a long time felt a little bit daunting, and I was a little bit worried that I would switch off or not follow. And there's so much of the course, right? So yeah, I really worried about how I was going to integrate all of that and that learning. So yeah, as I started the course, though, it was quite quick. I realized that actually the Zoom thing was fine. That wasn't an issue at all. Lisa does that in a way that is actually really easy. And I think probably an awful lot of people that run Zoom things could learn an awful lot from that because there wasn't one occasion that I felt like I was on Zoom. There wasn't one occasion that I felt uncomfortable. There was plenty of opportunity for the content, but also the discussion around that, and plenty of practices along the way that are maybe not just menstrual cycle, but actually stuff that you can integrate, like actual tools that you can really integrate in a real lived way, which were really useful throughout. And then there were all the other things that are put in place to be able to support people in the way that they learn. So I really had this sense of it wasn't just this somebody barking information at us, but actually there was a real care and attention given to the way that everybody learns as individuals and support with that. So that was absolutely wonderful because it really meant that actually we could take things, you know, as and when we needed to, and we could come back to things. And there was opportunity to ask questions, and there was the ability to be able to say, actually, I'm struggling with this. You know, there was the opportunity to go over things and to really work on ways to integrate those things. And, you know, as for the financial side, I think that would only be an issue if that didn't match up. You know, if the energy that you'd given, whether that's money or time or whatever, hadn't matched up to what you've received. And actually, what I had wanted to receive is a way to better support the women that were in my circles mainly, and a little bit about me as well. And actually, what I got was so much more than that, like so much more than that. this, the things that I've learned, the tools that I've learned, and not just around the menstrual cycle, but around trauma, around group dynamics, around everything that's covered, that's been able to impact the way that I parent my children, the way that I am in my relationship, like the way that we can integrate menstrual cycle awareness into our household, like first and foremost, and then that we can take that out into the world. I got really, really excited thinking that I was just going to do this really small body of work with this. And, I didn't really think that I'd be able to do that much more. Um, and actually throughout, I had all these ideas, like, these things kept coming up, like I could do all this extra stuff. There's so many opportunities to get this out into the world. And there's the ability to be able to do that from a really supported place that is full of collaboration, and care for each other. That was really, really beautiful. And I think that that's mainly because of the way that Lisa holds the space. There was a real holding and a safety throughout our learning, and a passion for bringing more in, and really addressing things that were coming up as well. So yeah, I'm currently planning workshops for women, but also for men as well. And I've been able to go and speak to some of the home ed groups for the teenagers there, which is amazing. And I'm in the process of writing a little children's book. I say a little children's book, maybe it'll be a big one, who knows? But it's exciting. And it's really about planting the seeds for young children, in a way so that we don't have to go into our menstrual cycles in the way that many of us have gone into our menstrual cycles, right? So yeah, I genuinely credit this course for so much transformation in myself throughout this whole journey. It's been absolutely remarkable. So it absolutely brought so much value to my life. And I really appreciated the way that Lisa embodied all this work all the way through. That was probably the biggest learning, actually, because there was that real lived embodiment of it. It was amazing. So yeah, I'm really grateful. Thank you so much.
Well, thank you. I'm so humbled listening to that. I didn't know him to say all that. But thank you so much, Haley and Martina. And just from like my experience as well, you both had very different ways of working in the course and capacities as well, right? But you still got like it was you were able to show up in the way that worked for you, you know. So that was really interesting to hear. So thank you both for that.